my research topics has been looking at standards bodies, and obviously you've done a lot of work to looking into how to evolve, not at the standards bodies, but at the creation of standards and the community around that. Can you talk a little bit about, how did you formulate, what were some of the thoughts behind the organizational structure that you put in place behind ONF?
Well, what aspects of the structure, Art?
So, there's clearly many things that you put into place, such as not having vendors be part of the board of directors, and those things. Was there a lot of, was that mostly based on the experience of the team members? Did you guys do any research into, the specific research into the previous
I think it was based almost
committees and
entirely on experiences that people had. We could have just said, let's do this in some other existing committee, not even created this. But two reasons why we didn't do that. One is we want a more effective way to make standards that serve the needs of users. And the second is that there's more to this than just the technical standards.
Thank you.
Welcome. Lance.
Dan, how about the transition idea? We obviously will have, you've got a lot of equipment out there that nobody's going to discard. What does ONF have to say about transition between the existing world and the world of OpenFlow?
Well, we certainly understand the investments that our members have made in the equipment that's out there now. And we expect this will continue as long as they get value from it. What we want to see is an ease of introduction of the new capabilities. And I think it's a lot easier with OpenFlow than it is with others in that you can put sort of a box in at a time and figure out how to make it work without changing what the existing network does. You have to segment and partition, whether it's by VLAN or something else. There are ways to do that. But I think it's possible, it's more possible with this than with other things I've seen to incrementally add OpenFlow and SDN capabilities to an existing network. And I think that there's no more realistic approach because we can't expect people to throw out all the investment they have in the current networks to make this work. It'll start for certain niche applications or niche users where they want to see, gee, I'm going to try this with it, let's see how it goes. There's a need I have here that's particularly pressing. Let's see if I can solve that need with this. And then if that works, I'll grow it. Nikos.
Yeah, in one of your slides you talked about, and I missed the point, but you talked about how one of the releases, the merchant silicon companies still needed to provide some addition functionality, and it kind of triggered a question in my head. Do you think there are enough merchant silicon companies supporting this? I mean, I just know of a couple, 2 or 3, and do we need more? And can they keep up with the requirements?
I would welcome anyone that wanted to join. Do we have enough that the system builders have some choice and can get something of their own to market? It seems to be the case. And I would never shy away from wanting more. I mean, there are a number of ways in which we could have more diversity among our membership, and I'm talking with various industries about that. But in the area of merchant silicon, I think we've got a really good start. And we've also got some terrific network processor companies involved too.
Hi, Dan. For this, the object modeling, this type of sense, ITU did this common management model more than 10 years ago. So you have any plan to collaborate with the ITU?
Do we have any? We don't have a plan to collaborate with ITU. I know we're in discussions with IETF about some things. Don't know about ITU. I know that the basic telecommunication standards are things that we don't have to change at this point. If a need arises, we can certainly do that. I've had enough interaction with ITUT over time, but I don't have any plan particular now. If there's some particular issues that you think we should be talking to them about, I'd be glad to speak with you about that.
Sergio from Orange. Trying to understand the Open Networking Foundation in relationship with the existing kind of SNO. So you were mentioning ITF. One of the questions that we got is about the ITF forces working group. I was trying to go into the web and see if there had been discussion. What is your view? I know that you mentioned about ITF. Is the forces or some sort of liaison you got to have, I think, a certain point with ITF?
Yeah, we're actually talking about a liaison.
In order to make our life to sell the ONF Foundation easy internally, because it's becoming not very straightforward.
You know, yeah, I've looked at forces a little bit. I don't see that as being quite as relevant as some of the new activities they have in what they're calling SDN, software-driven networks, and what that's about. So we know the people, we know the area directors. So I've talked with Tom, and so we're in good communication with them, and neither of us wants to step on each other's toes. And we have so much work to do. We can't, no sense everybody doing the same thing.
Okay, with that,
thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan, again. Oh, Nick, you want to say something?
It'll be.
Is this one on?
Okay.
So while you're both standing there, we may not have the opportunity later in the day. I wanted to personally congratulate both of you on putting together an amazing summit over the last 2 days. And I'd like to ask everyone to join me in thanking you. This has just been really an incredible event.
Oh. Thank you so much. And it has been fun.